Alright, so new season, new video within a month. Crazy for me, considering I post a video every millennia, every time I get defrosted. But Devil Dinosaur, and honestly, I find him so fun to play. But I saw a lot of the pro players and the casual players start arguing because some of the pro players are mad with Devil Dino, with how boring he is to play against, how annoying he is to play against. Like, I get new characters always going to be annoying, and the pro players see people get into a character or find the gimmicks of a character, and then the pro players have to learn around that character. That goes for everyone. I think like both casual and pro players have to deal with that to a level. Obviously it's different, obviously, but I don't think that the pro player should just outright say get rid of this character because he's not fun to play against, he's broken. I don't think he's broken. I have lorded Dino, as you'll see in this video. Again, I play tank, he's a bullet sponge. Don't get so crazy about having Lord within the first 2 weeks. It's fine. But I don't understand how some of the pro players can be upset about this when his counter is just poke or just doing a shit ton of damage from afar. As long as you're not doing melee characters or a tank. If tanks are complaining, tank mains, 100% I agree. I'll stand by the tank pro players being annoyed with Dino and being frustrated with Dino, but I cannot understand like hit scan DPS being annoyed. Like, his counter is just poke. A broken character is a character that you can't singly point out, oh, that's a counter. Like, Thing is not a broken character. You see a Thing, oh, just go Punisher, shotgun him, farm him, go Iron Fist, farm him. Thing, there's a clear counter to him. I think Dino is the same thing. There are clear counters to him. I've played him enough to know. I don't even think you have to play him that much to know who to counter him with. Which is why it's weird that they're feuding, but I think this is like an underlining feud that like digs up into why should netties appeal more to the pro players than to the casual players. Which, again, it's a whole other discussion. I think it should be like a compromise. I don't want this game to be all sunshine and rainbows with everything being so easy and stuff. And I also don't want this to be the sweatiest motherfucking game I've ever played in my life. I want a game where I can go to quick play and have some sweaty matches, or I can go into quick play and have some casual matches. I don't want this game to be one or the other. I want it to be a mix. Sorry, I feel I have a very cold take about this because I am not the sweatiest person, and I don't feel like I'm super casual because I'll play with my friends that are casuals and they'll have a bad time and just like want to play something else. They don't want to like have to deal with this game, which I understand, I get, but like, again, this game is going to be sweaty. To some degree, it is going to be sweaty. Like, there's no getting around that. The game is trying to lean itself towards a competitive nature, which isn't a bad thing, but it'll get people that are sweatier than casual. But they do need to still appeal to the casual players, or the player base is going to tank, because I don't think there's that many competitive people that want to play new games. Most competitive people that are like pro players are really into a specific set of games, and I think that expecting them to just hop off that game and commit themselves to a completely different game off rip isn't gonna happen. They have to appeal to casual players to some degree. You know, when I say pro players, I mean like streamers and like people that actually make money off this. You can be a competitive person but also be technically considered a casual by some off branch of the pro players. I'm not saying that just because you're like sweaty and stuff, you're not a pro player. Whatever you think you are, good on you. But I just think that there should be a compromise. I don't understand why we're fighting about a character that has a clear counter and is a bullet sponge. Casual fans are happy. They're having fun with the dinosaur. And the pro players can just slaughter the dinosaur. He's like so easy. His hitbox is enormous. You stun him 5 times in a row, dude, that fucker is dead. There's nothing to do. His shield, gone. I don't understand how the pro player community is like at arms about this. Like, yeah, it is a new character. There are going to be ways that you can't counter them and ways that you can counter them. That's the same thing for every character. That's just how it is. I don't understand why people are so upset, or why some of the pro players are upset with how Devil Dinosaur is. I also saw some weird pro players talk about how the look of Devil Dino is ruining the game, and that these goofy skins and characters are ruining the look of the game in a competitive sense, which makes no sense to me. These are characters that have existed, that do exist in the comics. Just the complaint about how they look specifically in the game is such a weird complaint to me. Sure, they take liberties with the design, but does it matter what it looks like if they're fun to play? I don't understand why that matters to some pro players. I don't get it. But yeah, I understand why when I go into comp, I'm seeing people ban Devil Dino. I understand he's annoying to go up against. I don't think he's a game changer or that he's broken. I genuinely don't. I think that a lot of what he does that people find annoying, minus the bleeding, has been done maybe not nearly as effective considering how you play, but I think a lot of other tanks are more effective in blocking heals and dealing damage and CCing than he is. I think the only issue with him is that he can straight up body block you once he grabs you. Every tank except Thing and Diamond Emma can't do that. Diamond Emma can grab you, but very rarely, unless you're in a really specific position, you can't get body blocked by her. And even if you are, her diamond form doesn't last forever. It'll last a few seconds at most, and then you'll be out. You know, again, you could say that's still not enough time to get out, but it's not like a permanent thing. So you don't get immediately trapped and then are just fucked. I just think that people are overblowing. I think, again, I can see why people are saying he's broken. I personally don't think he's as broken as Black Cat is. Emphasis on is because they didn't nerf her, which is crazy to me. You have a character with that much shit and that many iframes, still not getting any nerf. She's not even that hard to track, but because she has so many iframes, it is incredibly annoying to deal with her in comp. And in quick play, but quick play, it doesn't matter. It's quick play. Who cares? This video was solely going to be just about Dino, but right now, I think this is the worst I think the game has been in a while. I would say ever. Because I've been playing since Season 0. I don't think it's ever been this bad. But, oh my god, dude. The amount of teams I've played in Ranked where they don't know what they're doing, specifically healers, and I'm not one to continuously blame healers for not healing, whatever. But it's not the healing part, it's the healers they're picking. That's my issue. Like, I understand not being a flex, I understand being a DPS main or a tank main and being thrown out to support. I get that. But playing supports that are good for a 3 support comp into a 2-2-2 is wild to me. I've had multiple games where we have no defensive ults because our supports don't play the mainline supports. We get no Luna, we get no Cloak, we get no Invis. Instead I get Deadpool, I get an Atom, I get an Ultron, I get a White Fox. Not to say that any of these healers are inherently bad. People might even pop off with them. But I don't understand why you would continue to play those characters when we desperately need more heals and a defensive ult. Like, White Fox can heal a little bit, but you put that in the middle of a comp with Phoenix, Punisher, fucking Hela, bunch of other shit that does so much damage. That thing gets shredded within seconds. That thing doesn't matter. Like, I don't understand why you continue to play into that. Like, I would prefer a Rocket. At least I get rezzed when I die. And this is my issue because I'm frontlining, because I'm a tank main, and usually I play tank. So I will fill. There have been games where I have to go support. I generally don't understand why we're making these decisions. And I've had multiple supports that actually don't know what they're doing. I was playing Dino one game, or Strange one game, and the supports ran away from my shield that was not going to be broken for no reason. Both supports ran right into the mag ult. I don't understand what's happening in Ranked right now. And on top of that, a lot of people are getting cheaters in their lobbies. A lot of the big streamers now are talking about it, that there's a workaround with the way Steam launches to where you can make it so that the anti-cheat in Rivals doesn't work. One of the cheaters got top 3 on the leaderboard. I don't know if it's the same cheater or a different cheater, but they were blatantly posting about their cheats. They're live streaming it, and they're like so blatant and so, like, I don't know, weirdly proud of cheating. And it's not just like comp. Apparently some people are getting like cheaters in quick match, and it's like, what are we doing, dude? Netties, what happened? Like, I don't understand it. I had a lot of hopes for the start of the season, but right now, dude, it's just so rough. I actually don't feel like playing Ranked. Right now I'm GM 3, where I got placed in my placement matches, but I genuinely don't even want to try and grind to Celestial this half of the season until these things are resolved next half. I don't think they'll be resolved quickly enough for me to want to play this game in Ranked. I'll continue to play the game, obviously, because I do find it enjoyable and fun. And I like playing characters, I like learning characters, I like, you know, grinding proficiency. But, dude, right now, I think the game has felt really frustrating. Not to mention the existing issues of 3 supports, poke meta, the fact that they didn't get rid of any team-ups, and the fact that we got the new patch notes that were just buffing characters that did not need to be buffed. I don't get why we buff Phoenix. I don't get why we buff Squirrel Girl. These are characters that are super fucking annoying to deal with, that they're not, like, balancing. A lot of these characters are really fucking annoying, and they're making them worse. I genuinely don't get it. Again, this video was for me to just glaze Dino. I think Dino is fun. I don't think you should just look at it as a, is it pro? Is it, you know, for pro players? Is it for new players? I just think you can have fun on a character and not explicitly be, you know, oh, this character has to like dominate comp. Or this character is too broken. It can't, you know. A lot of characters have come out broken and they have gotten nerfs. Granted, the last dozen characters have been broken and have not gotten nerfs that they desperately need. I'm looking at Elsa. I'm looking at Black Cat right now. I'm looking at Phoenix. I'm looking at Luna. Like, some of these characters have been broken since launch or have been steadily buffed to the point where they're insufferable to deal with. But yeah, I hope to Christ they deal with this issue. Like, I genuinely don't want to beg them to deal with this issue. Because, again, I was optimistic. This season started off with, you know, new tank. I can't say new map because I'm not playing Doom Match. Again, for those who play Doom Match, sure, yay. But yeah, new tank, new probable DPS. I know some people think Cyclops is going to be a support or maybe a tank. I am not that hopeful. I'm not that deluded. I also love that they're still trying to optimize this game by making the high quality stuff that takes up a lot of the resources in your game files an optional DLC that's not needed to run the game. So it also helps to lower the file size. I think that was a great thing because I don't have a bad computer. I have a pretty decent computer, but my game still feels like it lags a bunch of the time. It feels like my frames drop a bunch of the time for no reason. I'm like playing at adequate settings. I'm not playing at like maxed out settings or like potato settings. I don't want to play at potato settings. I want to actually like the scenery. I don't want to look at clay models when I play. But yeah, I just wish that they will address these issues. I'm sure they will. I'm sure enough people, especially the streamers, are talking about this to the point where NetEase will probably make some kind of patch in the coming weeks. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know how your experience has been with the new season. Thank you everyone that commented on the last video. I tried to get back to as many comments as I could without me having to like repeat myself and stuff. Glad that people had a lot to say about the other video. Even those that liked Blood Hunt, I'm glad that you gave your reasoning. I also saw a lot of people give their opinions on how to improve both Blood Hunt and the Loki game mode. And I'm really glad to see that, you know, people genuinely want these game modes to be better and they don't want to just settle for what we got, especially when we've gotten way better game modes before, and I think they can always be improved. But yeah, thank you everyone for commenting on that video, and if you have anything to say about these issues, let me know.